guys, and welcome back to the second video of the vlog. We have special guests today. Hi! and Joaquin. Say hello.
Hello.
There you go. They're going to be constantly in this video, or in all of the videos I will be posting as I record.
I do videos too.
And she does videos too, so please watch out.
Me too!
And he does it too, so please watch out for them. But today we're going to start this mini series in the vlog, which I'm going to call mini series in the vlog, which I'm going to call Talk Over Coffee. So yes, this is how this vlog is going to be. Constantly we are going to have the kids showing in the screen because they are home with me, quarantine. Today I am off from work. I do work still full-time. And I guess let me start by saying what I'm having today. Today is Bustelo grounds with steamed milk, cinnamon, and cocoa. This is my newest favorite coffee this time. I always feel also that it's just so much better to talk when you have a drink with you, right? So excuse me for a minute. Yum. Alright, so today our topic is actually, I decided that I'm going to start with something that may probably not apply to all moms, but many moms go through this, and it is mom guilt. So what this vlog is going to be about, this video is going to be about, is me actually probably going through maybe the top 5 mom guilts that I have from the start, from like when they're newborns to what I'm going through now. Kind of how I appeased myself with it. Has it improved? Probably not. There are some that I've already managed to improve on, and then some that I'm still really working on and constantly working on. But just what motherhood is about anyway. So we are gonna start with mom guilt number 1. Number 1 would be feeding. So this goes from the start, like breastfeeding, up to what they're currently eating. So diet is part of that. That is one of the things that causes me mom guilt. But I guess I'll start with me. So hello. With Isla, when she was first born, the biggest mom guilt probably that I felt is that I could not breastfeed, or with this guy I did not breastfeed. So there's 2 differences there. One, I couldn't, and then for the second, I did not. So the one was not by choice and the other one is by choice. So Isa had jaundice, and she stayed in the NICU, and then when we finally brought her home, I was breastfeeding the whole night, but she was unconsolable. And then the following morning, I actually noticed that her color had changed. Her lips were turning bluish. Her skin was getting dark. I hope you guys can hear me in all of this. But her skin was getting dark. And then, I called the doctor, and the doctor said, it's like, she's probably okay. They didn't want to see her because I said, yeah, I want to bring her in. But they didn't want to see her. And she's like, she's okay. She sounds, just like a newborn who's hungry. Just keep feeding her. And I kept breastfeeding her. But deep inside me, I felt that there was something wrong. So then I called the neonatologist and my lactation consultant, and they were like, bring her in, let's see her. So we go in for the blood work, and then we go to the lactation consultant, and the neonatologist came out as well, and they weighed her, and they realized that she actually lost a big amount of weight. I mean, unsafe levels for a newborn. So then at that point, the lactation consultant started working on me, and they were like, maybe you were doing it wrong. So they were squeezing my breast, squeezing, and then they realized, they were like, oh, nothing is coming out. It's dry. And at that point, the neonatologist went inside already, got formula, and was like, we're gonna feed her. She's probably dehydrating and she's super hungry, and she was. When they gave her the formula, she was eating like an animal, like sipping, and then she fell right asleep. It's like the first good sleep that she got since giving birth to her. And then at that point, it's not like I gave up. I still tried. I drank pills, drank tea, ate cookies. And then I realized that, this was going to be not my success. I have to just stick to what is best for her, because nothing at that point was enough. I wasn't producing enough at all. So I decided that we were going to be doing formula feeding for her. It's actually also how I realized that fed is best. Your ideals is probably not always going to happen. Your plan is probably not always going to happen. But you just need to make sure that you follow what is best for you and what is best for your child. And that is enough. For Kino, I did make a choice to actually bottle feed him. I breastfed him for about a month, but as I was gonna go back to work 6 weeks later after giving birth, I decided that I'm going to go strictly bottle feeding. Mom guilt there, certainly for real, for several reasons. The fact that I'm going back to work in 6 weeks, after just giving birth, the fact that I'm going back to work with still Isla was, just turned 1, because they're only 11 months apart for those who does not know. So at that point, I'm going back with basically 2 babies. So I have a newborn and a 1-year-old. That mom guilt stayed with me with feeding throughout. Now that they're older, the feeding part of mom guilt is, what am I actually feeding them? I don't, when Isa was in daycare, when the kids were in daycare, I actually like the fact that our daycare didn't offer food, because I like being able to prepare and knowing what they're having for lunch. So I did prepare snacks. Isa is not a fruit eater at all. She would not eat any fruits whatsoever, for reasons that I don't know. Probably because I'm also not a fruit eater. So while I was pregnant and even after I gave birth, we didn't buy a lot of fruits in the house, because it's just something I wouldn't eat. I don't eat a lot of it. We gave it to her in puree when she was, solid training. But I didn't offer it often, and I think that's the biggest problem. And then later I realized, I'm like, she should be eating fruits, and the doctors would tell me, eat, give them fruits, give them vegetables. So I offered it, and she took vegetables more than fruits. Cooked in a certain way, she would eat, carrots and celeries, but they have to be cooked. She does not snack on them herself. Cabbage, spinach, she would eat those if they're cooked and they're mixed in with her food, like if it's in a soup or if it's with noodles. And they're not picky eaters at all. Both my kids are actually not picky eaters. They're very good eaters. They eat everything we eat, and because I'm not a super healthy eater, I can't expect a super healthy eater child as well. They are quite controlled with sweets and sugars and all of that. So we're getting better now that, especially this age, it's much easier to control it. The way I actually work around that is like, out of sight, out of mind. We don't buy a lot of candies, the stuff that they got from Halloween. We hide after a couple of days. We get to enjoy. And limits. Anything in limitation, I feel like is okay. So, during Halloween time, they took time and effort to get the chocolates and the candies, but we did give them a small bag where they can put in, up to 5 of their favorite things. And you'll be surprised, they put 5 things in there and they only eat 2 things. So the earlier you train your kids with limits, the better. They will be just doing it on their own. So with the vegetables and the fruits, The way I kind of dealt with that is like, well, they eat it if it's cooked, so then I'll give it to them if it's cooked. With fruits, with Isa, I offer it constantly. I've tried shakes, smoothies, putting it in yogurt, putting it in popsicle form. She knows. It's like she knows that there's a fresh fruit in there, and she would just hold back. So I don't think it's something I'm gonna ever, have success with sometime soon, but I'm definitely gonna keep trying. And that's all you could do. I feel like with this particular mom guilt, you just want to try offering, the best option that you have. And when you can't, offer the option that you will have, because fed is best. If they're picky eaters, you want them to still eat, but just make sure that you still offer some things in between so that their palate can actually grow. And I feel like that's actually how we did it with them. The fact that they're not picky eaters, they eat fish, they eat seafood, they eat fish, shrimp, Filipino food, American food, Mexican food, and it doesn't matter. They eat a lot of things. If they are picky, it is only with certain fruits and vegetables, but that's about it. And I think it's because we offer everything that we eat here, we offer, and also we don't ask. With food, I'm probably gonna have a separate vlog talking about how we got the kids to not be as picky as other kids, although I think all kids are picky, so don't sweat yourself about it. It's not something that I feel, if you do have that as a mom guilt, you're not the only one there. Even I, with good eaters, I still have a level of mom guilt. With that said, let's go to mom guilt number 2. Mom guilt number 2, I would say, is screen time. Yes. Don't we all? So many amazing moms I know actually do screen time, and a lot of moms that I read about offers or follow on Instagram offers 0 screen time. So what is my stand of that? With screen time, for me, again, I feel like it is limits, putting limits to everything that you do with them. If it's in moderation, I feel like it is that is how I deal probably with a lot of my mom guilts anyway. I appease myself with like, the fact that it's in moderation, or the fact that it is controlled, is a very good thing, or is at least the next best thing to not having screen time at all. But screen time is definitely a mom guilt for me even now, especially because there are days that I work from home, and I find myself offering them, can you guys watch TV so I could finish some work? And it became actually part of our routine now. I don't do screen time in the morning, and then during lunchtime I would offer them, let's watch TV, and then that would go transpose to their quiet time. So that's how I get them set for their quiet time. And I actually used to babysit, and I remember that was also part of her routine, and that's, I think, why I acquired that for the kids now, because I had that experience with screen time. It's hard, right? Like, not to. It's the convenience of it is amazing, but I feel like also it is not that bad. There are things, and there are moms that I talk to and that I know that offers it and say, like, they learn a lot. They learn counting, they learn their letters and reading from watching things from YouTube. So that's actually, I feel like a great way to appease yourself with screen time is actually watching and having control over what your child is watching and at the amount of time that they are spending on the screen. So and if you can't, so with me, all of their YouTube time, at least when they're with me, is timed. We do it in small increments, so that if they negotiate to have more you don't feel as if that they've been there for so long, but they feel that they've been watching for a long time. So you start with 10 minutes, and then, you know, if they say like, I want more, then you give them another 5 minutes. But mommy, it just last one, then I give them 2 minutes. And then in reality, they ended up just watching, you know, good 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max on screen, which is still, it sounds a lot, but if you count that in a day, not really. 30 minutes, an hour in a day is fine. You know, and then after that they get bored after it. So that's the thing also with the kids, right? Because we train them with, you know, timers and limitations on the screen, they're actually pretty good at it. And then it does come handy. It's a good option for us still if we're outside. Which actually, when we're outside, they never really ask for it. When they're home and I'm working, and I need to finish something really quick, then, you know, at least it's there for me to offer. Time. Also, I control everything with YouTube Kids. You can actually control what they watch. You can block anything that you don't want them watch. I watch what they watch. And if I hear, you know, I don't agree with how these kids are talking or what they're actually playing with, then I actually block it. So, you know, the surprise eggs of things, I limit that. So I actually stop having them watch that. But not that it's bad. It's, you know, they watched it when they were babies, but now that they're older, I actually want them to watch a little bit something less of that. So I control and I block things, and if you don't know how to do that, I can let you know. I can probably make a video out of it, but I'm sure there's plenty of videos already about it, so that and play around with your YouTube Kids. Also, timers again are very important, and that's how I appease myself with screen time, phone time, or iPads. Also, I don't own an iPad at home. That is by choice. We could always buy it, but I felt like if we delay it, they won't be looking for it because we don't have it. So they are used to phones. They see we have phones, but because it is not theirs, they're actually quite conscious with how they use it, because they know that I use it for work and they know that daddy uses it for his work. So they don't hug it, they don't keep it, they don't carry it around with them. So that's a thing. So I always feel, again, limitations is good. Be creative with how you're going to limit that. TV, on the other hand, that one is a little bit harder for me to limit. So the way I do it, again, I time it. So they get to have TV time during nap time. And pretty much if they want some TV time at night, I allow it, but I only make them choose a show instead of a movie, because Isa is a big movie person. So if we are going to allow TV at night, it is for a family movie night. Or otherwise they'll watch a show, and I put limits. Again, limits, numbering things are amazing. So if you tell them, okay, you want to watch Paw Patrol, but you can only watch 2 episodes of it, they actually follow it because we've trained them with that for a long time. So if you haven't done that, so probably it's a good time to start now if you still have younger kids. We started Isa with that, maybe I would say 18 months, 2 years old, maybe before that, 15 months. If as soon as they start with their screen time, you want to start limiting it already. If they're young and you just, you're in a restaurant, you want them to watch something, then put a timer on it, and then give them something else to do, like coloring or whatever. So the kids are very much aware of that. They follow their limits. If we tell them that 2, Kino will probably cry and ask for 1 more. But recently I find myself actually putting my foot down and saying, like, no, when we say it's done, it's done. So if he cries, then he can cry about it. He is allowed to be upset about it. He's upset, so that's okay. Let's go to mom guilt. number 3. Mom guilt number 3 for me would be playtime. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know, or I'll be honest. I don't want to speak for all moms out there because it's probably not true. And there's so many amazing moms who truly enjoy their playtime with their kids. I enjoy it from time to time. All that stuff that I put in Instagram, when I am playing with them, it is because it was my choice, really. I wanted to play with them. But there are times where I have to work, I have to clean, I have to do laundry, and they're begging for playtime, and I can't. And I have to say no. And in the beginning of quarantine, it was the most difficult thing that I had to go through. The mom guilt levels is up to 10. I cry, I would lose sleep over it because having to say no is so hard. I feel like you see the disappointment in their faces when you say, no, I can't play, I have to focus on work, or no, I can't play, I have to do laundry, or I have to cook dinner. I actually read blogs and I read forums because I didn't know how to deal with it myself in the beginning. And I followed what was advised to me there, and it was such a big help. So moms, it's okay to say no. If you can't because you have, other things to do, it's okay to say no. You have to think of it this way, which is what was told to me in the forum. Your kid is going to enjoy playtime that you yourself is enjoying. So they can see and they can feel if you are not invested and fully invested in what you are doing. So only do playtime with them if you are truly going to commit to it. If you are half-baked into it because you're doing something, you might as well just say no. And it's okay. They're gonna feel disappointed for a little bit, but there are other ways you can make up for it. So the way I make up for me saying no so many times a day with playtime is I make sure that I have bonding time with them at night. So they said that a good 10 minutes with your child, 20 minutes, 30 minutes with your child is gonna last them, and it's enough for them to feel that they are loved, to feel that you have spent quality time with them. So my quality time with them goes into bedtime. We read books, I try to give them a bath if I'm not at work. Second, what was I? Okay, playtime. So my bonding time with them is during night. At night, I read the books with them, I give them a bath, I change them if I am not at work. I do that. Although if I do have work, I try to extend my time at work because I'm often home, working from home now. So if I miss it, when I come home, I try to just make it in time for before bedtime, and we have conversations. That is my biggest quality time with them, is talking to them, asking them, what was your favorite thing today? What did you guys do today? And then I make them tell me stories, and I listen, and I actually enjoy that one. So that one I am fully invested in, and they feel that is our connection. Reading books and talking to each other, that is our quality time. If it is art for you, if it is cooking. So also a good way to kind of have playtime with them is letting them help you in the kitchen. And I post a lot of this in my Instagram. You see my kids actually stay with me in the kitchen. Just make sure that you're paying attention, of course, hot things and sharp things, but letting them help you prepare their meal. Or wash dishes, letting them help you put it in the dishwasher. Those can be considered as playtime with them, and they're learning at the same time. And that is the biggest point of playtime anyway. Having that bonding time, a quality time with each other, and also teaching your child something, which is why playtime is so important. So that's another way. Your chores is probably gonna last longer, but they're not gonna stay for the whole time. They're only gonna stay, they're good 5-10 minutes of you helping with them putting back spoon and forks in the drawers. That's playtime. You gave them 10 minutes of your time. You guys are doing something together at the same time. Now for my last one, and probably the biggest one, which I don't think I can ever change, will be losing my temper. Mom guilt number 4 and mom guilt level number 10 is losing my temper. It's so hard, right? Like, I mean, you're only human. I don't know how, if other moms don't lose their temper. I mean, congratulations. I lose my temper quite often. But what I remind myself is that, again, I'm just a mom, you know. You lose your temper even not with your children, so it's hard. And your children, being a parent, or your child, your baby, even if they're newborns, you could do that. You get tired. Sometimes you're stressed out with other things, and then you lose your temper towards them because they're the ones right there in front of you. Several reasons why that would happen, but it happens, and it happens to me often, even though it seems like I'm a pretty calm person. I thought I was a calm person, became a mom, and I really wasn't. So and you know, when I lose my temper, I scream, and at times I hurt their feelings, right? But I feel like the biggest thing that has happened, how I changed that, one is just really trying to control it. You really have to try to control it. If you feel that your temper is about to go off, if you have a chance to step out of the door and ask your child for a minute or two for space, you could do that. So you're better off doing that than hurting their feelings. But if, for example, you are by yourself, which is me all the time, I am by myself with the 2 toddlers, 11 months apart, 3 and 4-year-old, who both have needs and complaints and whines and all of that, and make a mess, and I lose it, I actually draw back, and we talk about it. You know, it's amazing how a 3 and a 4-year-old can actually listen, and how they can actually, if I feel like you teach them also to express their feelings safely. And you know, I asked them, I'm like, I screamed, right? And I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say, you know, I didn't mean to do that. And my kids, actually, when I talk to them about it, they say sorry to me first. It's amazing how these children are that resilient, and how forgiving they are, and how amazing they are. When you lose your temper, they will be the first one to make you feel good and better. And they say sorry. They say, like, Mom, sorry. Like, because, you know, obviously you made them feel, because you lost your temper, you made them feel that it was their fault. So I say sorry back. I say, I'm sorry. I should not, you know, have not screamed at you. But I also tell them what made me do that, so that it could be a learning curve for them as well. And we both now will have a conscious effort to adjust to each other. And again, it is amazing how these children, amount of things that they understand. You feel that a 3 or 2-year-old wouldn't understand it. They do. They may not be able to express their feelings the same way you can, but they do. My 3 and my 4-year-old express their feelings so well, because ever since this has been me, when I lose my temper, I talk to them, I cry with them at times, very seldom though, very seldom. But also, there are times where when I lose my temper, I am not apologetic for it. If I did it because there was a reason, and I stand by the reason on why I did it, and I feel that they actually deserve to be disciplined at that time, I do not apologize for it. Although I do say that next time I'll try to be better at speaking to you about it. Or, you know, I'll ask for like a common ground. Can we try to do this together next time, so that I don't end up screaming? So, you know, and they will cry when you do that. But at the same time, it becomes kind of a mutual thing between you and your child, and it teaches them also to have empathy, and to have sympathy over you and to be forgiving and to be open about their feelings. And I feel like that's actually one of the best things about the relationship I have with the 3 and a 4-year-old. And I can only speak for that, right? I don't know if that's going to happen when they're 15 or 13 or whatever, when they're a teenager. But right now, we actually have a very good communication, open lines with us. When they're angry about something, I ask them, what are you angry about? If they're going crazy, I ask them, why are you going crazy? So in the same way that if I go crazy, I actually tell them about it. So open communication lines. And remember, through all of this mom guilt, this is how I'm going to end this video after I take care of my child. 1 second, okay? So I'm going to end this video by saying we are only humans. We win and we lose. We go through guilt, and that's normal. So if you have it, my biggest advice is it's a trial and error. Parenting is trial and error. That's what I hear all the time from my sisters. Having a support group is amazing. I have my mom, I have both of my sisters who always offer me support. I have girlfriends who are not even moms and they still offer me support. So, and if in the end you have nowhere else to go, you can go here. You can talk to me if you know me, and then I'll offer you support, because it is really a struggle. Mom guilt is a struggle. There are so many reasons and ways where you would feel guilty, but I am here to tell you, I am sure you are doing amazing. If you are doing your best for your child, more than likely that is the best for your child, and that is probably also the best for you. So don't beat yourself up for all of this mom guilt that you feel. Make sure you use it to learn. Make sure that you are willing to try new avenues. Be open for support, be open for advice. And with that, I'm going to end it. See you all next time for the next Talk Over Coffee here at Plain Jane's